Alrighty, welcome to the official Nexus Raiders podcast. I'm Commander Chu.
And I'm Jinxie Cat.
And let's go into our updates for this week. So we do have our tournament coming up. It's going to be February 5th and 6th, so basically the first Friday and Saturday of February. Matches will start at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is basically Blizzard time. And they'll follow the competitive draft rules. So you can find those rules at our website, just going to nexus-raiders.com. And just go to the raids tab and it'll show you all the rules right there. If you would like to participate, there is a pinned post in our Facebook group discussion. So use that to coordinate teams, and you can register your team at our website as well. The Facebook link, if you're not already in the group, is facebook.com/groups/n.raiders. And to register, the link for our website is nexus-raiders.com/register. Also, just to note, the first 4 teams will be able to participate, so you got to register fast. We already have one team. I believe it is the Queen of Blades team, led by Team Captain Karakin 007. So yeah, the next 3 teams, just get on it. Let's go to Jinxie Cat for our Patreon updates.
Alrighty, well, if you guys don't know, Patreon is a website that allows you to donate money monthly to your favorite groups, aka the Nexus Raiders. Yeah. And you can go ahead and send us a suggested amount every month based completely on how much you choose, whether it be $1, $2, $5, $10, or just a couple of suggestions we have right now. But yeah, go ahead, and if you would like to, give us a little bit of your hard-earned cash, and we will definitely repay the favor.
Yeah, everything we get on Patreon, it's not really just for us, it's for the community, so we can continue producing content like this podcast, so we can keep doing videos like our tournament videos on YouTube, commentating, just supporting the group in general, and in the future we plan to use some of the Patreon money towards our prize pools for our tournaments, so everything goes back to the community. You can check us out at patreon.com/Nexus Raiders. And now let's cover up some of our social media, because I know it might be a little confusing because I just launched a bunch of new sites for us, but it's just to keep ourselves organized because we are growing so fast. So first we have our Facebook group, which most of you are familiar with, and we use that for discussions primarily, talking about heroes, talking about the game. Where
My cat is in the frame. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. He just wants to be part of these updates.
Oh my gosh.
So going back to our Facebook group, we also share heroes-related content, and we coordinate our parties and teams on that page. On that group in Facebook. So that link is facebook.com/groups/n.raiders. Not to be confused with our Facebook page, which I just created recently. The Facebook page is for our official announcements and posts. So if you're looking for actual updates for our group, important things, any of our content, that's where you want to look at our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Nexus Raiders. So it's different from our Facebook group link, which has /groups and then /n.raiders. Yeah, so that's where the page is where we're going to be posting our content. I highly encourage all of you Nexus Raiders to like our page and our page posts, because I'll be using those analytics from the page to present our group to potential sponsors who I'm hoping will, contribute to our prize pool down in the future. Maybe we can get some free stuff, some promotional things for our group. So please like the page, because we can't even get analytics until we have like 30 likes or something. And yeah, like our page, like our YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube stuff so we can get free things. Moving on to our YouTube channel, we don't have a URL at the moment because I think we need like 100 subscribers or something like that. So if you have not already done that yet, please subscribe, like our videos and whatnot. We'll be posting our podcasts there, as well as other content like our highlights, our tournament matches, and some other stuff. In the future we'll be posting our guides there as well. As soon as we have actual URL, I'll post that somewhere. We do have a Twitch streaming account. It's just twitch.tv/Nexus Raiders. Really easy to find. We'll be streaming all of our tournament matches. We'll see if we're gonna stream our normal matches and our custom games on there. But just so you know, we do have a Twitch account. Lastly, we have our website, which is nexus-raiders.com. It's basically our information hub where you can register for teams, find out more information about our group, get rules for our game styles. So we have like ARAM, casual draft, competitive draft, and that kind of stuff. And it's just a great way for you to stay up to date. Our website is fully funded by our patrons at patreon.com. So thank you all. And yeah, the website is basically, if you have no idea what's going on, everything is at the website. And I think that covers all of our social media updates. Let's head into the patch notes. Jinxie Cat.
Alrighty, well, I don't know if you've seen this week's or last week's patch notes, but first of all, the talent cleanse was reworked. And so normally cleanse would just allow you to remove one stun from an ally, but now cleanse actually gives you unstoppable for 1 second, you know, being with 2 tanks, multiple stuns, the current meta.
Mm-hmm. And then something that's really important to note is that it cannot be self-cast, you know, and it still has a 60-second cooldown. True. Yeah, so I do think it's a buff, especially like with like Uther and like Malfurion, who are like potential users of cleanse, where it doesn't really get in the way of other talents. The unstoppable is really important. Think of it like Johanna's trait. You become unstoppable. You'll still take damage, but it saves you from any crowd control.
It's really interesting that they actually kept cleanse on Murky though, because I know a lot of Murky users, I mean not a lot, several I've heard, picked cleanse, but since it can no longer be self-cast, I don't see any point in which Murky would cast cleanse on an ally.
Well, I mean, we've already seen tanky Murkies. Maybe we'll start seeing support Murkies. Could happen. I know one of our own Darkstorm loves playing Murky.
God tier Murky.
Yep. Do you want to go over some of the updates on the heroes?
Sure. Alright, so first of all is Lunara. Her health was increased from 1300 to 1430, and her health regeneration also got a buff of about 0.2 per second. And her trait, Nature's Toxin, usually gave damage of 32 plus 4 per level, was now increased to 34 plus 5 per level. I don't know if you've played against Lunara this week, but I think we're all feeling the wrath. I mean, she was kind of a joke when she first came out, but now I certainly don't like fighting against her.
Yeah, and it's not to say Lunara is perfect. There's still some bugs, especially to her stutter stepping. But this patch definitely made Lunara a little bit more viable. I mean, personally, I still have a hard time having Lunara's on team because I'm just a little bit afraid. But you can't deny that they do so much damage.
Oh, you know, gosh,
that poison overtime is ridiculous. Yep.
Alrighty, next we have Raynor. Poor Raynor. He actually got nerfed last week with his health decreasing from 1371 to 1302. Not too bad, but then he got his health regeneration decreased from a 2.8 to 2.7, so only 0.1 per second, but still, we all know Raynor has no escape, and now, early on, is very squishy. Also, his stun got nerfed from 1.5 seconds to 1 second. His stun, if you don't know, is a talent you can pick up at level 16 called Penetrating Round. Or Bullseye is the talent, and Penetrating Round is the ability.
Yep. Yeah. He did get nerfed, but to be fair, Raynor was pretty ridiculous, especially with that self-heal and the potential give me more talent at level 1. I really like that the developers did this because I feel like it makes him a little bit more level and not like god tier, which he used to be.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a 20% range on all other ranged assassins. So, I mean, he was way too safe for where he could shoot from.
Yeah, definitely. And then if he got hit, he just heals.
So, exactly.
Yeah. Right,
so this is good for us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Non-brainer players.
Yeah. Let's get into some more heroes. So in the support section, we have Brightwing, who got buffed. So Brightwing's Arcane Flare's inner area damage has now been increased from 137 to 274, which is like, that's double the damage that it used to do. So it's definitely a high reward for Brightwing users who can land that bullseye, and you're definitely going to feel it, even if you're like a tank or something. The mana cost was reduced from 50 to 35. The cooldown decreased from 8 to 6. So it sounds like, oh no, Arcane Flare is just buffed like crazy. The only other thing was the Arcane Precision talent has been removed, but I assume that's just to, even out the Arcane Flare ability. Those are all the changes to Brightwing. Let's move on to Malfurion. So his regrowth is Q. The initial heal amount was increased from 134 to 150 health. So it's not a lot, but just playing Malfurion recently, I definitely felt it. One of the hard things about Malfurion is that his healing is over time. It's like regenning health. So against teams that are really burst heavy, it can be really difficult for Malfurion unless you pick that upgrade later on in one of the tiers where you have increased initial heal. But this definitely makes him more viable. Also, the periodic healing has increased from 67 to 75 health per tick. So you'll be regenerating health a lot faster than you used to be. His Tranquility did get a nerf, his heroic. The periodic healing is decreased from 46 to 40 health per tick, but it's only 6. It's not too noticeable. It did make it a little bit more reasonable, I guess, in terms of gameplay, because Tranquility used to be just a crazy ult. Like, it'd be so hard to kill anyone. Same thing with Lily's 1,000 Jugs ult. And that's about it for the support section. Let's move on to Warriors. So the only warrior who got a change was Stitches, which I think was hilarious, because just this past week, playing quick matches and everything, there were so many Stitches players out there. His basic attack damage was increased from 74 to 85, and his slam damage increase got from 80 to 96. So I've definitely been feeling the wrath of Stitches this week.
I think it's really funny that the comment on Stitches was, getting hit by a giant meat cleaver should hurt, right? We agree. So it's just kind of a no-duh patch that they finally got around to doing.
Yeah, I think the developers just had a lot of fun with Stitches.
If you're a Blizzard developer, go home and thank God every night.
All right. Do you want to cover the Tyrande changes?
Oh my gosh. Oh, poor Tyrande. All right, this is from the
not
heart,
poor
folks.
Tyrande. Tyrande was ridiculous.
Poor Tyrande. Tyrande is God.
Well, that's
right.
why I think this is a good nerf. Here, you can continue.
For those of you who don't know, Tyrande is one of my mains, and I would like to say that I think I played her pretty well. But she definitely got nerfed this last week. I know a lot of you are not nearly as devastated as I am, because you've been begging for this for quite a while. Oh, let's start with her basic attack got decreased from 92 to 87. Her True Shot Aura talent only affects heroes now. If you're not unaware, True Shot Aura granted 15% attack or basic attack bonuses to all your nearby allies. Her Hunter's Mark had a talent that allowed the cooldown to be reduced from 20 seconds to 12 once you picked up the first level talent. It now is reduced from 8 seconds to 6 second cooldown. If that made any sense, I just realized I probably mashed my words.
You're fine.
Anyways,
basically, the cooldown was decreased from 8 to 6, so you have to wait longer between using the Hunter's Mark.
Huntress Fury actually got a buff. If you're unaware, Huntress Fury was a talent that gave attack speed bonuses, and it has been increased from 4 seconds to 5 seconds, and I'm sure we can all agree how devastating a extra second of attack speed can be.
Especially when you're vulnerable. Yeah.
Right. Light of the Loon, which is Tyrande's Q, actually also got a buff, so your allies now receive 320 health as opposed to 310. Overflowing Light, which was a talent you could pick at level 7, I believe, was decreased from 35 to 30%, so again, a little bit of a nerf. Her Lunar Flare was decreased from 1 second to 0.75 seconds, and the Lunar Blaze talent, or range bonus, was decreased from 50% to 40%. So no love for Tyrande this week. Her Shadow Stalk, which is her R, got the cooldown oh my gosh. Shadow Stalk, which is Tyrande's ultimate, her R, got a cooldown increase from 50 to 60 seconds. The periodic healing went down 1 health, so from 16 to 15 health per tick. And the final burst only does 95 health. And another poor Tyrande. nerf. Her movement speed when you pick up Hunter Swiftness was decreased from 40% to 30%. And Starfall damage was actually buffed from 64 per second to 69. So I'm guessing that they want us to start using Starfall, but I refuse. No, Starfall is not good. Don't pick Starfall. Don't pick Starfall ever.
Situational. I mean, in general, I feel like Shadowstalk is the superior ultimate. Just allows you to position so much better. And since Tyrande isn't a main healer, that bit of healing does help a lot. Um, I know you're sad about these changes, but honestly, I'm very happy about it because I've been on the receiving end. I know a lot of pro players are very happy about these changes. I mean, Chew8 wrote an article. I forgot how long ago, but he was just so pissed off at Tyrande how unbalanced she was, just because her kit is so amazing. So I'm glad of these changes. I personally don't feel like they're overwhelming. I mean, you see some range decrease on Lunar Blaze, but that's a talent you would have to pick anyway. There's still other great viable talents you could pick. Her healing amount was increased, which is great. It's just the bonus is decreased if you pick the overflowing light talent. I still think Tyrande is a really good hero. A little bit more balanced now, but I think still a little bit crazy. I'm okay with it though.
We'll never be okay with this blizzard. I think as a compensation, you should release Valera into the Nexus.
Oh gosh.
For those of you who don't know, I've been begging. I've been begging for Valera to come into the Nexus, and they just won't. Like, I actually wrote an email to Blizzard one time asking them to please bring Valera into the Nexus, and I promised to become the best Valera player in the entire world.
They'll get to it. They'll get to it one day.
Cloud9 will seek me out to play Valera.
Yep. All right, let's go into some unique builds and talent choices. So I guess I'll start first. So one hero that I looked at this week was Diablo. I had a lot of fun with this build. Not the best or viable build, but it's definitely hilarious. I call it the Troll Master. So at tier 1, you go Overwhelming Force, which gives you increased range and knockback of your charge by 25%. Tier 2, you get Fire Devil, which is pretty standard. But tier 3, you get Battle Momentum, which reduces your ability cooldowns by 0.5 seconds every time you get a basic attack off. For the Heroic, both of them work for this build, but personally I like Lightning Breath a little bit more. Tier 4, I get Firestorm, which is, it makes Fire Stomp waves come back to you and do extra damage. That's also pretty standard too. But at the tier 5, so that's level 16, I get Domination, which allows Overpower to reduce the cooldown of charge by 10 seconds. So let me go over this for you. Actually, let me go over the Storm talent first. For the Storm talent, I get Bolt of the Storm. I mean, the upgrade on Lightning Breath is nice, but just hear me out. So what I do is, when I'm level 20, I Bolt of Storm aggressively. So I'm like in the face of the person like near me, right? I piss them off a little bit, with Fire Stomp, get some basic attacks in. As they're running, I Shadow Charge into them. I flip them using, I forgot. Oh, is it Overwhelming Force? I forgot what the flip is called. Oh yeah, something. The flip. The flip. Okay, I flip them. That's all you need to know. I flip them, and that reduces the cooldown of my charge. And then I'll charge them backwards. In between that, I'll be like fire stomping, auto attacking them. And then I lightning breath them as they're trying to run away. I have yet to lose a one-on-one on this. Except for like maybe a Uther with like Divine Shield on. And that's just because he runs away. But it's such a hilarious build. Like, people like hate you after this. Also because people just don't expect that second charge. Because, usually when Diablo charges you and they flip you, people are just like, oh, okay, he's done. Let's just run away. And then out of nowhere comes the second charge, and all of a sudden they're like in a frenzy and they just panic. And it's great and it's beautiful.
If you want to add some more salt to the wounds, get a Tyrande and have her stun in between. It's just,
Yes.
it's so devastating. You won't live.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried it a couple of times, and every time it's devastating.
Exactly. And with Battle Momentum, with the extra stuns, you can probably refresh your cooldowns pretty fast and, just troll for days.
All right. The hero I picked this week was Nova, everybody's favorite person. All right. And this personally isn't a build that I go, but it was suggested to me by someone. I will watch the person play it, and it's a wrecking build. It's ridiculous. This is Nova the Range Master. All right. At level 1, you pick Psyop Rangefire, which increases Snipe's range by 20 and reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds. At level 4, you pick Remote Delivery, which reduces the cooldown of Hollow Decoy by 3 seconds and increases the range by 100%. And let me just tell you how devastating that is. We played this on the Infernal Shrines, and do you know how hard it is to watch a Nova pop out of one bush? And so, you're running after her, you're going to get her, and then she hits you from the other bush, and you're like, what happened? You're looking for her, and then all of a sudden she's gone. All right. At level 7, you pick up Explosive Round, which deals 50% damage on top of your snipe damage to enemies near the impact. At level 10, you pick Triple Tap, everybody's favorite ult to go against. And then at level 13, you pick Lethal Decoy. And so now not only do you have this decoy all the way across the field, but now she's doing damage. It's ridiculous. And then at level 16, you pick Crippling Shot, which enemies hit by pinning shot also become vulnerable for taking 25% damage for the duration of the slow. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Nova's decoys, if you pick up the Crippling Shot, also activate a slow and a vulnerability. So, you go in there and you add your own slow, you add your own vulnerability, and then you snipe them, and all their friends trying to save them are dead. And also remember, you're all the way across the bush, so you can just skedaddle out of there. And then at level 20, obviously you take Fast Reload, because I think one of the hardest things about Nova is positioning. This build definitely requires a lot of good positioning on top of what she already needs. But, so many triple taps are interrupted by stuns and by knockbacks and everything, and if they're already attacking your clone, and you're triple tapping from 100 feet away, they're not getting you. You're going to get the triple tap off, you're going to run, you're going to reactivate your clone, and you're going to triple tap the little friend that was trying to save them the first time. Mm-hmm. So unless they got to take around them, they're dead. And yeah, that's one of the reasons I really like this build, but you should get it in quick if you're interested in trying it, because in the coming weeks, Nova's getting a huge rework.
Oh yeah, you're not going to be able to pick those talents anymore, so you have to try it now. Alright, before we get into the free hero rotation and some other Heroes of the Storm news, let's go over some potential team concepts and wombo combos. This is one of my favorite sections because we actually got to try some of this. Not completely, but on my side, one of my favorite wombo combos is with Karazim, Diablo, ETC, Jaina, and Kerrigan. So what happens is, first, Jaina gets her Ring of Frost in, freezes as many people as she can, locks them in place. While they are frozen, she's putting a blizzard in, getting some damage. Diablo pops Apocalypse. So that stuns them all in place, and they can't even run because, they're frozen in the ring. While they're all stunned, ETC slides in and starts Mosh Pit. So that's a safe Mosh Pit for ETC because, they're all stunned. No one's going to be able to launch an attack against him. All the while, Karazim and Kerrigan, launch their ultimates. So with Karazim, you get 7-sided strike. You're just doing a ton of damage to all of them. Kerrigan's getting Maelstrom, so she's doing damage to all of them at the same time. While Jaina's Blizzard is probably off its cooldown, and you just launch more AoE damage and just basically give the enemy team a sad day.
Oh yeah, no, it'll devastate them. We've witnessed it. And the best thing about this combo is it doesn't have to be in that order. If you want to Mosh Pit, do Apocalypse, and a Ring of Frost, you can do whatever. That's one of the great things about this combo.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very flexible combo. So I encourage you all to try it because it's hilarious. Jinx Cat, what about you? Do you have any favorite wombo combos for this week?
Oh gosh. I think honestly that's probably the only one I can think of this week because that's the one we've been practicing most.
That's true.
One of the mini combos I actually do like is one that we touched on earlier, which is Diablo's charge flip into Tyrande's stun. And then especially if he's already got the second charge, because if they're running away, charge, flip, stun, charge, they're not getting back to that gate. You're securing that kill.
Yep, it's just a bad day for the
and then,
recipient.
if if the enemy team shows up, you just shadow stalk and run away because the stealth on shadow stalk wasn't nerfed. Thank the Lord.
Yes, I'm glad for that too, because we still want Toronto to be great. All right, let's go into the free hero rotation and some forecasts. Wow, I can't talk today. So this week the free hero rotation is Sonya, Lieutenant Morales, Leoric, Sylvanas, Muradin, Kerrigan, Illidan, Raynor, Uther, and Gazlo. Yeah, no, just looking at it, it's quite interesting. More than half, so about 6 of them have stun potential. I mean, it's 5 without Raynor, but Raynor is the 6th because at level 16, I believe, he gets the stun upgrade on his Q. But I'm suspecting a lot of Leoric's this week because Space Lord Leoric skin finally came out. I have been waiting for this for so long. I'm so excited about it. So be extra careful against Leoric because remember he does do percent damage. Don't play Cho'Gall this week. Or if you do play Cho'Gall this week, be careful because you're going to lose a lot of your health. Be careful in general if you're going to quick matches without a full party because you can if you don't have a support on your team already, you might be getting a free-to-play Morales. Not to say that any player won't be good with Morales, but just be aware that you might be getting a lot of new people playing Morales, playing the medic. So don't be too harsh on new players if they're not switching their heal rate over to you. But just be aware, position yourself better. Just grow as a player. Position yourself better. Try to avoid skill shots and whatnot. And since Gazlo is free this week, I'm suspecting a lot of new Gazlos trying to solo camps by themselves. You can use this as an opportunity to just, sneak up, check up on your camps, sneak up on a Gazlo, get an easy kill. Because there's not much you can do, though. Or if anything, steal the camp before he tries to take yours. Since Kerrigan is also free, a lot of new people playing Kerrigan tend to dive really heavily. Just punish that, take advantage of that, get some easy kills on Kerrigans. I kind of feel bad for saying that, but take advantage of that. Show them not to dive too far.
I remember when I first started playing Kerrigan, who is probably one of my best heroes now. Just throwing that out there. I would claw to run away. So don't be like me. Don't claw to run away. Stun to run away. Jump to run away. Don't claw.
Yeah, that is a very important thing. Jinx Cat, do you have any other news from Heroes of the Storm?
Make sure to protect your tower. Sylvanas is free this week, and her trait is Black Arrow, which stuns buildings, no longer allowing them to shoot ammunition. So you can suspect a lot of heavy pushes this week. What else is going on?
Li Ming's coming out soon, right?
Yes, Li Ming is coming out. Where PTR says February 1st, we shall see. That is a Monday, so I can't see that being the case. I don't know if you've taken a look at Li Ming, but she is crazy. She has a talent called Critical Mass, which allows her to reset all of her cooldowns by getting a kill. So it's kind of like Nova's triple tap, except for now she has 3 abilities that she can stomp on you with. Yes, and I'd like to include that her talent does, in fact, also reset her ult. So she can ult kill, ult kill, ult kill. It's like Nova, except for she could teleport. So it's like Nova and Zeratul combined. I'm really excited for her.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see Li Ming enter the fray. That's about it for this week's show. We do have some highlights following this video. But first, I just want to thank our patrons. Special shout out to Flint. Yeah, man, thanks for being our biggest sponsor right now on Patreon. If any of you would like to help support our community, please go to www.patreon.com/Nexus Raiders, and you can pledge $1. You can pledge, okay, don't pledge like $50, but unless you want to. But pledge however much you want. Every dollar helps a lot, and it'll definitely help the growth of our group. So please check that out. Visit all our websites. Remember to like our Facebook page. Check out the social media I mentioned before, and that's all. Jinxie Cat, you got anything else to say?
Nope. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Alrighty, see ya.
What's this? A hero has left the battle. Hero slain. Slain. Hero slain. Blue team dominated. Red team has destroyed a fort.
Blue team has summoned an arcane punisher.